Hi there, hello. Welcome back to Mama's Kitchen. Right, what have we got to do today? Right, what I've got here today is what we call the meat pie. Meat pie is mostly, had most countries do have meat pies, but there are actually different names put to it. So some call it the veggie pies. You can do it with vegetables, you can do it with chicken, you can do it with beef, and I find this on the thermomix called the empanadas. So today I'm just going to use one of the thermomix recipes, but it's going to be half that recipe and half my own recipe. So we've already got here our mincemeat beef done already and drained in the basket. If you like, you can follow the thermomix guide for the mincemeat, but I have actually done this recipe. Is much more the Nigerian Ghanaian way of doing meat pie. So I've got the minced beef done already with some red chilies and some seasoning, and as you know, we love garlic, onions and thyme, pepper, curry and turmeric. So that is already in there, set to go. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to follow our guided cooking on the thermomix to actually use to make this meat pie. We got the beef empanadas, so we're just going to use that pastry to do that. So if we start cooking straight away, I'm not going to waste your time. And right, this is changing our scales into ounces, so we're going to use ounces. So I've got here to put an all-purpose flour, which I'm using the plain flour for. So we got that here, and as you know, with the thermomix, our scales are very, very sensitive, so we try to not put anything in the way. So there we tear it and we put our flour in straight away, and we want 13 ounces of the flour. So we got 13 ounces, and then we just go to next, and it says we should add a tablespoon of salt, a little bit of salt. So 1 teaspoon I got there. And so here, if you don't like too much salt like me, you can just do a half. Yeah, so we got that, especially if we're going to use butter, as I'm going to use that, because sometimes you can use unsalted butter or you can use the clover butter. And we're going to have 2.5 ounces of vegetable shortening. So instead of that, I'm going to use a butter for this. So we got that there. Like I said, this is going to be very quick and easy. So, and we have 6 to 6.5 of warm water. So we're just going to put 6 to 6.5 ounces of warm water. Okay. And then we put our lid on, and for 15 seconds we're just going to knead this for it's just going to mix it on speed 4. So there we go, and then we go next. It says we should still keep the measuring cup in place, and we're going to knead this for 3 minutes. So let's see what we have here, because we finished kneading it for 3 minutes, and it says if it's necessary we add some more water. So let's have a look at what we have here. There you go. I think it's nice and soft. I think we don't need any water. It looks really nice and soft. So that's how the dough is supposed to be. And then it says it's set into medium, and then for 30 seconds we need again if we had added some water. So because we didn't add any water, I'm just, because I think it's nice and soft, really nice and soft. So we're just going to use the, let's bring this out. But it's fine. Can you see that? Nicely done and soft. See? There, that's our bowl. It's all come out. I'm just going to put this back so that we can pre-clean it nicely in a bowl. And we're going to put on cling film. Just set it aside. Let's say just for about 15 minutes. There we go. So we just set that aside. And since we've got the beef ready, all we're going to do is to divide that into 6 and then just roll it, and we get our meat pie ready to get into the oven. So yes, we got our oven on 350 degrees because it's 350 Fahrenheit, which is about 180 degrees. So before we start doing the rolling and all that, I'm just going to, it says to line the baking sheet. Let's see how much more time we've got. Okay, we just got about literally about 5 minutes to start rolling this. As you know, we just set it aside and we're just going to start rolling it and we put aside. So if you had not done the minced meat, then you go through chopping the meat, because the Thermomix actually does the minced meat, and we put in everything else and we put that on. So now we're just going to divide the dough into parts. So yes, now we've, at least as it's proving a little bit, we're just going to put it into, so you can see your dough. Let's put this here. See, nice and soft, yeah? And you put it on a floury surface, yeah? And now we're going to cut this. Since I'm going to use a bigger one, so we're going to cut it into 6. Otherwise, you could have cut it into small balls if you want to. You could have cut it in 12. So because I want big ones, I'm going to cut it into 6. So I'm going to cut it this way. And then we're going to do it into 6. So 1 there. Okay. Okay, let's see. And we're going to roll each one of them into small balls. And that is, we now use our rolling pin to make it flat. Yeah, so if you feel the dough is a little bit soft, all you need to do is to just put much more flour onto the surface as you roll them into balls, and that would actually thicken your dough a little bit. So with this, you can see all we need to do is to just roll it, and maybe don't do it too flat as well. So if you feel it's too flat, you can always take it back and then roll it again. So we've got that. So all you do is just put it, if you have something like this. If not, you can always fold it on top. If you don't have this meat pie tool, then you can just fold it like this since it's in a circle, just place some of the beef in the middle like that, and all you need to do is to put the egg on the edges. So one beaten egg right at the edges, and just fold it over. And when you fold it over, just use your fingers, and there you go. You can now put the fork in the egg and just do this. So whichever way you want, you can use that tool, which I find easier, or you can do it this way. And then we lay it. It goes onto our tray with the lined paper in. So as you can see, our tray is with the lined paper, and we just put it on that. So I'm just going to do the same way onto this once. Once more, I'll show you how it goes on that. Just make sure you're rolling it into circles. Not too flat, so that you don't get it too thin. Just and sometimes if you feel it's not in properly, you can always spread it again. So that's how you use this. Sorry, we didn't put the egg on this side, so just a bit on the side. Don't forget that, and we'll put that back on again, and then that should close it. And if I like, I can still put the fork to actually make it, seal properly. Yeah, and then our pie is going onto that, to the trays, and then it goes in. So we do one more. So all rolled out now, and all we need to do is to just put some nice holes here. So if you just use the fork to just put some nice little holes in front of it. So I just do 3 each, and you can do it in a patterned form. I've slanted it. I take my brush again with a bit of the egg on, and I just brush the front of it. And we're just going to put this into the oven for 20 minutes. Just 20 minutes, and our meat pie or beef empanadas will be ready. So this is going into the oven for 20 minutes. We'll be back. So boy, now let's see what we have, because we've got this out of the oven now. So you can see these are our meat pies, you can see. So we're now going to put them on the rack, just on the rack here, to cool down. And we're going to try some. This you can have with a cup of tea or hot chocolate or an afternoon tea, and it's actually really filling. Actually, let's try this and see. So if you want it to brown a bit, instead of the 20 minutes, you could put it 5 minutes more, just to brown a bit. So we did 5 minutes more with this, just to make it a bit more brown, because some people do like it very, very brown. So shall we try any one? Shall we go? Which one do you want us to go for? That one? So let's see. And that's our beef empanadas, yeah? Can see that? All is nice and yummy. So I'll come back to you with another recipe. In the meantime, I'm going to have this with my cup of tea. And keep in touch. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like my channel. And also, you can always give a comment or suggestions on whatever you want us to do with our great thermomix. And we'll get back to you soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.